guys, welcome back to this new video, Jetpack Compose playlist. I'm in an empty Android Studio project here, in an empty Compose project in Canary Android Studio. So if you don't know how to set that up, then please watch the previous video in the playlist. Other than that, in this video, I'll talk about rows and columns and a little bit about sizing. So just increasing the height, width of our rows and columns in our elements. In the last video, you saw me how I made such a text over here in set content. So, but what actually happens now if you use another text down over here? If we launch this app, so you can see Jetpack Compose places these texts on top of each other by default. That's important to know that it doesn't place them one on top and one on bottom, nor it places next to each other. So it stacks them basically, and we don't want that here. So solution to this is either a row or a column. So if we add a column over here, add these text over here. When we run this, yeah, this shows column based layout here. So these items are placed down one after other. What happens if you choose row instead of column? When we make this a row, when we run this, so here, row will just place these texts next to each other. So if you come from Android XML layout, then the rows and columns you do is just the same as linear layout in XML. Okay, there are a lot more cruel steps we can do with these columns. So swap this out for column again. Over here, when you press Control P, you can see a lot of stuff in this parenthesis present here. The vertical arrangement and horizontal alignment. So if you do is horizontal, you can see horizontal alignment and where alignment dot you can see over here. Alignment center horizontal. So here it's important to understand the difference between the alignment and arrangement. And for that, we need to know each row and column has a main axis and a cross axis. So the main axis is always the axis in which new items are basically stacks. If you take a look at an emulator, for now, main axis is horizontal axis and the cross axis for row is a vertical axis, because you can think of that like as of the row as a street, and if you want to cross that street, and vice versa for column. So when we run this app, so nothing really changes. The reason is by default compose will make these column and rows and any other composables only as wide as high as it need to be. To visualize a little bit easier, we can add modifier. So we can add modifier over here. Modifier equal to modifier. modifier dot, we add background. Okay, background color, you can choose green over here. Can I come up? So if relaunch and check, you will see our column has a green background. You may ask why centering didn't work here, but it actually works. So what that is, our box here is only as wide as this green color, and because they take width as much only as they need. So what we can do to fix this is we can add fill maximum size. So to add this, we can add over here, we can add, so we can choose fill max size over here, and then, well, when we run this now, yeah, well, the column now fills the whole page. So as I said before, if we have alignment, then we need to have arrangement. So add vertical arrangement, it arranges the items along main axis. So if we add vertical, you can see vertical arrangement equal to arrangement dot, you can see bottom, center, top, space, around, space between. We can choose a bottom. So then when we run this, so now all the items will stick to the bottom. So but as you saw, there are actually a lot more values you can choose from. So very interesting are space around. So very interesting are space around and space between values. So when you choose space between, you can see, so what actually space between does is it will just push these text away from each other. So it pushes this hello and world away from each other basically. So there's maximum available space between them. So when we add another text over here, you can also see now. Now when you run this, now, yeah. So you can see now middle text will stick to the middle of the space. So there is a maximum space available between each item. So then what else we have here? We have space evenly. Space between, space around, space evenly. So when we choose this and when we run, well, now you can see. So, well, that will arrange these items like this. So what it will do is it will give each space between each item. Then we also have space around over here. Space around. What happens when we choose the space around? So when you see this, you can see it is similar as space evenly, but the top space is not high as the middle space, and the bottom space is not high as the middle space. So what happens if we change this to a row? Then you can see You can see the row doesn't know these attributes because, as I said for row before, the horizontal arrangement and vertical alignment, and then it should not be center horizontal actually over here. So if you made this as vertical alignment, vertical alignment and horizontal arrangement, then this should not be a center horizontally, then it should be a center vertically actually. So when we run this, you can see now these are centered vertically. So for here, the fill max size, this just fills the all the size, but we can also set our own size and we could even set fraction here. You can see parameters over here. You can see parameters over here. By default, it's set to 1. You can also choose like 0.5 to fill half of the screen. Then when you run this, you can see now. Yeah, it only fills 50 percentage of width and 50 percentage of height. And if you don't want to choose fractional width and height here, then you can also do remove this fill max size, and then you can set to width. Width to and add dp. For example, if we add 200 dot dp, you need to import this. I'll enter. Then you can also add height. Height, for example, a 300 dot dp. So when you run this, you can see it changes accordingly. So whatever the width and height you have given over here, and you can also use fill maximum height. If you remove this and if you want to fill maximum height, you can see fill max height, fill max width. Okay, you can add fill maximum height. Then when you add this width to see, it fills the maximum height the screen has. Then you can also add this fill maximum height to, then you can see it defaultly contains one fraction. You can also fill 70 percentage of that 0.7 f. Then when you run this, so it fills the 70 percentage of the screen, and that's actually what I want you to show in this video. And then, so in the next video, we will dive deeper into the modifier because these have so many functions used to modify the composables. So I hope you will keep watching these series, and I wish you an awesome day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.